So the other morning I found myself sitting in complete dark, pouring rain, the wind howling outside. It sounds like a freight train is just bearing down on my house. And all I could think about was, I need to get on the Profitable, Purposeful Entrepreneur podcast really quickly to share something before I forget. So if you want to find out what a hurricane could possibly have to do with your entrepreneurial journey, your entrepreneurial success, and success in your personal life, don't miss this episode. I spent the last few years building a successful online business while learning from some of the most brilliant marketing minds and coaches on the planet. And now, I've walked away from that business to start over again from scratch. Why? Because, like you, I felt the calling of contribution and the all-consuming need to create a business giving me the freedom to put fatherhood and family first, while fulfilling my calling to share my expertise in order to serve and impact others in a positive way. Join me now as we walk the path together to create the life and business of our dreams. I'm Evans Putman. Welcome to the journey of the profitable, purposeful entrepreneur. What's up, profitable, purposeful entrepreneurs? So last week was a little bit different for many reasons. A few lessons I learned and a few things that happened, a few reminders, but mostly one big lesson that I want to share with everyone, because not only does it apply to entrepreneurship, but it applies to life as well. So right now as I'm talking, the sun's out, it's beautiful, but it wasn't like this just a couple of days ago. A couple of days ago, I sat in the dark. I had no power. I was, wondering where I was going to get coffee when I woke up that morning. But that was the biggest of my worries. But that's the good thing. And I'll explain why in just a minute. But the wind was howling outside. It's pouring rain. And my family was somewhere else. I was at home alone, just sitting in the dark with the dog and the cat, reading, just, taking in some quiet time, because that's all I could do, because I was right in the middle of a hurricane. For those of you who don't know, I live on the coast, the East Coast. I live close to a beach in the southern part of the U.S., and Hurricane Dorian was coming right through. And I was here because I'm one of those that usually stays close to home even when a hurricane's coming, because I've grown up at the coast most of my life. I've lived at the coast, and I know what you can do and what to look for and when you do need to leave. And this was one of those times where it didn't seem like it was going to be that bad, so I stuck it out. But here's the lesson I wanted to share. I get a lot of people messaging me all the time about this, like, hey, are you leaving? Are you stressed out? Are you freaking out? Why aren't you leaving? What are you doing? How are you going to do it? How are you dealing with this? I don't understand how you could. And I'm thinking, well, and I actually posted this on social media, but I want to share it too as well, because I didn't really think about it when I posted it. But then I realized this applies to life as much as it does to just this hurricane. Now, the hurricane you can see coming from miles away. I mean, we know for days when a hurricane. I actually talked to my coach we were discussing this, and he lived part of his life in California, and he talked about how, that's the one thing he wouldn't want to do, is live on the coast where you have to deal with hurricanes. And I told him, I said, look, I lived in California, and I woke up one morning to what sounded like a freight train that woke me up out of dead sleep, my entire bed shaking, the walls are moving, everything's moving, because I was in the middle of an earthquake. And I'm like, okay, I had no idea. I didn't see it coming. Now, with hurricanes, the good thing is you see it coming. So this is what happens. You prepare. You prepare. And that's not the most important thing, because once you prepare, you have to do this one more vital thing in order to be successfully stress-free. I could say not 100% stress-free, but once you prepare, you have to detach. You prepare, do everything in your power to get ready for that hurricane. You get your batteries, you get your water, you get your cooler, you get the ice. You have your food ready so that you can throw it in the cooler, things that you can do in case the power goes out. Like myself, you have books, you have your phone car charger, whatever you need. You prepare. But then you detach. You must detach from the outcome, because if you don't detach from the outcome, it doesn't matter how much you prepare. Because you cannot control the outcome, but if you put yourself in the position of not detaching from the outcome and you're trying to control it and your ego is coming in, then you're going to be really stressed out. Now, the reason I talk about this on the Profitable, Purposeful Entrepreneur podcast is this. I started thinking about it, and this is really amazing. It doesn't matter if you're doing a podcast, a Facebook Live, if you're launching a new course, if you're putting together a group coaching program that you're getting ready to push out there, if you're getting ready to go speak at a big event. No matter what you're doing, the way to make it through stress-free and to keep yourself from falling back, from procrastinating, from not doing the thing, is to 1, prepare, and 2, detach from the outcome. Do the best you can to prepare. If you're getting ready to speak in front of a big crowd, a big audience, you got to sit down and make your notes. You got to put your slides together. You need to practice. And then you step out on that stage and you tell yourself, okay, I've prepared. Now I'm going to go do it. Whatever happens from this point forward, I'm ready for it. Let's just go have fun and enjoy it. Because you cannot predict the future. The future has not occurred yet. And if you don't detach from the outcome, what's going to happen is your ego is going to start trying to tell you about all the possible scenarios that could go wrong. And the only way to combat that is to then flip the switch or flip the script and say, you know what? What if it goes right? And then just sit back and say, I don't know if it's going to. I don't know if it's going to go right, if it's going to go wrong. But I've done everything I can do to prepare. Now I'm detached. So let's just go do it. If you don't do that, you're going to live in fear. You're going to procrastinate. You're not going to get things done. And this is 100% true in your entrepreneurial journey, in your personal journey, no matter what you're doing. I mean, I could have sat here. I could have been freaked out about the hurricane and started forward thinking about what all the possible outcomes that could happen that would paralyze me and prevent me from getting myself prepared. So then guess what? So I wake up that morning with no power, and now I got no batteries for my flashlight, so I can't even read. I forgot to get a car charger because I lost the old one, so now I can't charge my phone. So now I'm stressed out about being able to communicate with people, and I don't even have food, and all the food that I have in the refrigerator is going to be spoiled. All because I did not detach from the outcome. I didn't tell myself, it doesn't matter. I just do what I need to do. Take the next step, be prepared, and then go from there. So, when you are ready to move forward, when you're ready to create your next course, which I hope you will do this. And let me tell you a quick story. I did probably 2 years ago when I created 2 of my first courses. And I was the actual person that was being filmed for both of these courses. I'd never done anything like it before. And in my old past life, what I probably would have done I probably would have put it off, getting ready, then come down to the last minute, procrastinated, thrown some stuff together, gone in, sat down, flubbed my way through it, felt horrible about the day, stressed out about it, was full of anxiety, and it would have gone horribly wrong. But instead, you know what I did? I prepared. I prepared for months ahead. I put notes. Anytime something came to me, I put it down in my notebook. I jotted it out. I had that outline. I practiced it. And I practiced it again like I wasn't going to have my notes in front of me. And then when I got there, it was a very comfortable situation, even though I'd never been in it before, because I was prepared. And I told myself, you know what? I'm going to have fun today because I'm hanging out with my friend. We're going to just go back and forth through this course talking. It's going to be fun. And I'm ready for it. So whatever happens, happens. And instead of going in and failing, of feeling horrible, of being full of anxiety, I was full of excitement. I couldn't wait to get the thing started. And it turned out it was fun. I felt like it was a natural thing to do, which I've never done before. It was professionally shot with multiple cameras, lights everywhere. It could have been really stressful if I wouldn't have prepared and wouldn't have told myself, I'm ready, and now I'm detaching from the outcome. And I know you can follow the same steps. And here's a little trick I want to give you before we jump off this podcast today. I want you to, no matter what you're doing, if it's just a Facebook Live and you're feeling a little bit of anxiety about it, you're not sure, you're just having trouble stepping into that fear, leaning into it and doing it. Don't press play yet. Don't press live on that button yet. Sit down and just jot down a couple of things that you want to talk about. If you're still feeling anxious, go jump in the shower, go do something, go outside, cut the grass, do some yoga, go for a walk. Let your subconscious work on what you want to say so that when you come back, you're relaxed, it feels natural. You've already actually played it out in your head, so you've seen it. And now you can just sit down, hit live, and detach from the outcome. So that's a good strategy to take, no matter what you're doing. Whether it's a Facebook Live, a podcast, writing a blog post, putting out your next course. Whatever it is, don't let attachment to the outcome cause undue fear that's going to prevent you from stepping into your true self and serving those that are waiting to hear your message. Okay, everybody, I'm going to jump off now. I'm still cleaning up after this hurricane, but I wanted to come on and share that real quick. I hope you got some value out of this. And if you did, please definitely leave us a review. Subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss any more. We got some really good episodes coming out soon. In the near future, we're probably going to start putting out a couple of these a week, whereas before we were doing 3 or 4 a week, but we're stepping it back a little bit just to let you know, because I have a couple other things in the pipeline that are really starting to percolate, that are taking up some time, and some great podcasts with some amazing people that I'll be sharing with you. I got another podcast with a friend of mine that is really turning out to be something exciting and fun. And I've got the course that I've been promoting as well. And it's called the $1 Million Podcast Blueprint. If you haven't gotten it yet, if you haven't gotten your free video yet showing you how to get your podcast to 150,000 listeners a month quickly without a team, without a podcast agency, without running Facebook ads, then make sure you go to onepodcastaway.com/grow and get that free video. And then step into it, lean into it, prepare and detach. I'll talk to you soon. Hey, hold on. Quick question for you. Have you gotten the free video showing how you can use the exact 3-step strategy my client's podcast used to grow to over 150,000 listeners a month? And how he did this without a team, without an agency, and without having to spend any money on Facebook ads. Go to onepodcastaway.com/grow to get access to this free video right now. That's the word ONE, podcastaway.com/grow. It's a free, it's not just fluff, it's not just a strategy. I actually dive into the exact tactics that you can use right now, a 3-step tactical strategy that you can use right now for your podcast, or if you're getting ready to start a podcast, or maybe you have a friend or a family member that's doing a podcast. Go get this free video for them. It's amazing. It's going to help you build a foundation so you can then monetize your podcast and turn a labor of love into an actual business. onepodcastaway.com/grow. Go grab it now. I don't know how long I'm going to keep this free, but it's available right now.